Skol Nation, get ready for the storm that's about to hit Minnesota. Brothers and sisters of the purple, what I'm about to tell you will shake the very foundations of US Bank Stadium. 3 massive developments have just exploded across Vikings territory, and every single one of them will determine whether we're heading for glory or disaster in 2025. Skol Nation, are you sitting down? Because what's happening right now involves our franchise's future at the most critical positions. A receiver who's being criminally overlooked by the entire league, a rookie investment that could save or destroy our championship dreams, and a shocking revelation about a player we thought was our future. The first bombshell? We've got a weapon that the entire NFL is sleeping on, a game changer who's been dominating while playing in the shadow of greatness. But here's the kicker. While he's been putting up elite numbers with 5 different quarterbacks, the league is still treating him like he's invisible. The second earthquake? Our front office just made a massive bet on our offensive line's future, and this rookie better be ready to protect the franchise from day one, because the pressure is on. We're talking about a player who dominated at the highest level of college football, but can he handle the NFC North's most vicious pass rushers and the third nuclear bomb that just dropped? A player we invested millions in might be walking out that door sooner than anyone expected. This isn't just about one roster spot. This is about whether our management can actually evaluate talent or if they're throwing away our championship window. As Skol Nation, I need you to smash that like button right now, because what you're about to read will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about this team's direction. Drop a comment if you're ready for the truth. And don't forget to subscribe, because these revelations are just the beginning. But first, let me tell you about the receiver who's about to make the entire league pay for their mistake. Jordan Addison is the most disrespected star in the NFL. Skol Nation, prepare to have your minds blown. The weapon I was talking about is none other than Jordan Addison, and Bleacher Report just confirmed what we've known all along. This man is the second most underrated receiver in the entire NFL. Think about this for a second, Vikings faithful. While the rest of the league was sleeping, Addison has been absolutely torching defenses with 70 catches for 911 yards and 10 touchdowns in his rookie season alone. And here's the part that should make every Vikings fan's blood boil with pride. He did this while Justin Jefferson missed 7 games with injury. When our superstar went down, did Addison crumble under the pressure? Hell no. This warrior stepped up and caught passes from Nick Mullins, Joshua Dobbs, and Jaren Hall like he'd been playing with them his entire career. That's not just talent, Skol Nation. That's pure Vikings DNA. But wait, it gets even better. Last season, despite missing 2 games with ankle injuries and having to share targets with a fully healthy Jefferson, Addison still managed 63 catches for 875 yards and 9 touchdowns. The man is literally unstoppable, and the rest of the NFL is about to find out the hard way. There's little Addison can't do, the experts are saying. And they're absolutely right. Whether he's burning corners deep in single coverage or finding the soft spots in coverage for easy scores, this young Viking has been producing at an elite level while still letting Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson eat. And here's the kicker that every Skol fanatic needs to understand. Addison is about to work with JJ McCarthy, a quarterback who has the arm strength to feed him deep balls all season long. We're talking about a receiver who's already proven he can dominate with any quarterback throwing to him. But while Addison is preparing to terrorize the league, our front office just made another massive move that could change everything. The rookie who must save our championship dreams. Skol Nation, while everyone was expecting us to grab a safety in the draft, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah shocked the football world by selecting Donovan Jackson to anchor our offensive line. And Vikings faithful, this wasn't just any pick. This was the #1 offensive lineman in all of college football last season. Let me break this down for you, Purple believers. Jackson dominated at Ohio State with 49 total points, leading every single offensive lineman in the FBS. This beast started 40 games for the Buckeyes and has the flexibility to play multiple positions, but he's coming to Minnesota to be our left guard fortress. Here's why this pick is absolutely genius. Our offensive line was a disaster last season. Garrett Bradbury led all interior linemen with 43 blown blocks before we finally cut him loose. Blake Brandell wasn't far behind with 30 blown blocks. We desperately needed fresh blood, and Jackson is exactly the warrior we need. But here's what makes Jackson special: Skull Nation. He's not just big and strong, he's smart. This man has experience in zone-heavy schemes, just like Kevin O'Connell runs, and ball carriers averaged 3.7 yards before contact when running behind him at Ohio State. That's the kind of road grading we need to unleash our running game. And get this, Jackson earned 30 of his 49 total points from run blocking, ranking second among all college offensive linemen. His pass protection skills ranked 13th with 19 total points. We're talking about a complete player who can immediately step in and protect J.J. McCarthy while opening up massive holes for our running backs. The beauty of this pick is that Jackson is joining Ryan Kelly and Will Fries in a completely revamped interior line. We've basically rebuilt our entire offensive foundation, and with Christian Darrisaw returning from injury, we could have one of the most dominant lines in the NFC. But Skull Nation, while we're celebrating these additions, there's a dark cloud hanging over our linebacker room that nobody wants to talk about. The $5.5 million mistake. We're about to cut loose, Skull Nation. Brace yourselves for the harshest truth about our recent draft history. Brian Asamoa III is likely walking out that door after this season, and it's going to be one of the most disappointing endings to a Vikings draft pick in recent memory. Here's the brutal reality that every Vikings fan needs to face. In 3 seasons and 46 games, Asamoa has recorded just 30 tackles, with 0 tackles for loss. For a third-round pick, that's not just disappointing, it's absolutely devastating to our depth chart. Think about this, Purple Faithful. We used a valuable third-round selection on a player who has basically become nothing more than a special teams contributor. That's not what you expect from a pick in the first 3 rounds, and it's certainly not what this franchise needed when we were trying to build a championship defense. The writing is on the wall, Skull Nation. We signed Eric Wilson and drafted Kobe King in the 6th round this year, basically signaling that the organization is already moving on from the Asamoa experiment. Management is preparing for life without him, and that should tell you everything you need to know about his future in Minnesota. Ryan Heckman from the Vikings Age put it perfectly. Calling Asamoa a disappointment would be an understatement. When you're a third-round pick and your biggest contribution is special teams coverage, that's not the impact this franchise was looking for when they invested in you. But here's what makes this situation even more frustrating for Skull Nation. While Asamoa has struggled to make an impact, we've got Justin Jefferson praising J.J. McCarthy's arm strength, saying he definitely has an arm, that's for sure. He definitely can close the door whenever he needs to. The contrast couldn't be more stark. We've got a young quarterback who's impressing our superstar receiver, a rookie offensive lineman who dominated college football, and a second-year receiver who's being criminally underrated by the entire league. Meanwhile, we're preparing to move on from a linebacker who simply couldn't live up to his draft position. Skull Nation, this is the reality of building a championship team. Sometimes you hit on picks like Jordan Addison and Donovan Jackson, and sometimes you miss on players like Brian Asamoa. The key is learning from those mistakes and continuing to build around the players who can actually contribute to winning football. As we head into the 2025 season, we've got weapons that the league is sleeping on, a revamped offensive line ready to dominate, and the harsh lesson that not every draft pick works out. But that's what makes this Vikings team so exciting. We're built on the players who fight for every yard and every victory. Skull Nation, smash that like button if you believe in this team's championship potential. Comment below with your thoughts on these massive developments. And don't forget to subscribe because we're just getting started on this journey to the Super Bowl. Are you ready to watch Jordan Addison and J.J. McCarthy light up the NFC North while Donovan Jackson protects the pocket? Because Skull Nation, our time is now.